Now welcome back, guys. We're back at the 54. We're going to put this whole thing together now. Well, it's going to happen over a good few days, but you're going to see it all in one video. We're not going to be making any more videos on it. We're going to finish it now on this video and get everything completed. So the first job we have to do, which we're only after getting back actually, is our bonnets and stuff. It's all after coming back from our spray man, who done an absolutely phenomenal job. So that's the first job in hand today. What I did do was I gave the tractor a good wash. It hasn't been washed since last April, and it was absolutely covered in cow dung. So just the topping leaves the tractor very dirty. So this wheel here was matted. You can see it on the tyres where it's glued into the tyres still, but it was absolutely matted in cow dung. So it wouldn't look great putting the bonnet and things on it, putting the new decals on it, and then the rest of the tractor just looking like crap. So we tidied it up. The rest of the mud guards, yeah. So we'll see what they come out when they get a good compound and a good waxing. Just to take that oxidization off it. We'll see how that goes. But for now, let's get what we have done, put back on, and get her starting to look like a tractor again. These bolts, well, new bolts obviously, but these bolts normally just a bolt and a washer, and no rubber, which would always scrape the paint off any of the bonnets. So I just had these that come off them nails that goes onto your galvanized sheeting with your rubber ring around it. I just grinded them down flat and put them onto it because it gives a wee bit of protection, won't damage the paint. Last thing we want to do now is, after spending all this time and money doing this job, to have the paint been scratched off. So this will hopefully protect that from happening. Alright, that's that all hooked back up. It's just a matter of closing it up now. We're missing a part. There's a wire that goes from here that holds it. If this ever opens, it stops it from flapping open the whole way. It must be in the spray booth or somewhere where your man was spraying it, so I'm going to have to go back to him and get that, because believe it or not, it's a vital little thing, because if that did happen to loosen and fall forward, you drive straight over it, and that's, we don't want that happening. Bingo! You see these knobs here? Well, he put a black textured paint on them, and that way you have more of a grip with your hand, because before that it was kind of an old sheen or gloss black that was on them, and your hand would slip. You'd always need the Allen key to go in here. But he said he put that texture finish on. He says you can open and close it with your hands, then it won't slip as much, and you might prefer that better. So just an idea, and yeah, I like it. And just like that, the job is complete. The sun's very bright at the minute. It's very hard to show you properly in the camera. It looks a bit strange with no decals, but I can tell you now, if the camera doesn't pick it up, it looks awesome. It just looks great. I'm really happy with it. The rubber's just not sitting right here. It needs to come up another little bit. I'll have to have a look at that and see as that rubber shrank. Yeah, because it should come up to here and kind of fill that void there. Or maybe this needs to go back a little bit. Maybe that's what's wrong, but anyway, there's a little bit of a void there that I'd rather see gone. You notice these things more, I suppose, when the thing's painted. We put a brand new Massey logo here. The one that was on it was very badly corroded. To be honest with you, it was falling apart, so we put a new one on it, and I tidied that up. And that's it. I just had to put the water cap back on, but more or less, that's that job complete. So in a week's time, we'll pick this video up and continue it on. Now that last clip you watched was filmed actually about 2 weeks ago. And the loader is now on. I couldn't wait till Colin came. Colin's coming actually tomorrow, which is Friday. Today is Thursday, so you'll be right up to date because I'll hopefully have this video out on Sunday or Monday. I'm not just sure yet, but hopefully that's the plan. But Colin's coming tomorrow, put all the decals on. But I want to actually show you the thing complete because I wasn't planning on putting the loader on till everything, the decals and all were put on. I had a little bit of help yesterday just to fit the thing on because it wasn't sitting where it normally sit. We lifted it with a loader of another tractor, if you remember, a neighbour's tractor, and sat into that shed. So the loader was sitting quite high. So a wee bit of hand just helped to get the loader popped into place without anything getting damaged. And thankfully, it all went together just like a glove. And do you want to see it? Well, there it is. That's the only time you're going to see it with no decals on it, because tomorrow hopefully it'll look completely different when it's all done. Now, the bonnet, the sides of the bonnet are already after being taken off. I took them off before I put on the loader, just in case I'd hit it with the loader. And that's the reason I took them off. It's also going to work much better for Colin when he does come to put the decals onto the side bonnets and things with them off. Because even with the loader not on, the brackets were in the way. So they needed to come off anyway. So when you see this at the end of this video, it's going to be complete. But a couple of things I just want to run through real quick before Colin comes. Is a little few jobs that I've been doing to match everything in. Now, one of them jobs was the back mud guards. A lot of people mentioned to me, Adrian, you're going to have to spray the back mud guards because you can't have them pink and the rest of the tractor red. You're quite right. When the whole thing was put together, they looked pretty sorry for themselves. But a little bit of elbow grease, an old polish machine that I have, some compound cutting, no polishing yet, just some compound cutting, one go over it. Probably took me about 15 minutes to do both sides in total. And here's what they look like. They're just like new, gleaming. That's just a compound on its own. Just to show you the difference inside the door, you might see a bit of the fade if you walk it out with the light. But that there is just pure compound on its own. Yes, one other thing I did add on top of that is a wax. I just put a quick coat of wax on it, rub it on, leave it for a wee while till it dries and then rub it off. Very easy to do, you don't even need a machine for that. But I could make a much better job out of these. Only my pads that I had in my machine are worn out. I need to get a couple. I have ordered a few of them now. I should have them here tomorrow. And I will take a bit of time some evening and give it another rub down with compound and give it a proper polishing or proper waxing. But look at the way it came out, like. Didn't need to be sprayed. I knew that. There are not scratch here and there, but look, it is a working tractor. It's going to get scratched. But it made such a difference. Like, look at this one here too. They were completely faded out. Nice bright pink to them. Just oxidization. Now this one has one scratch there and a little scratch here. Something must have been sitting there because there's a rub mark there as well. But that's all. Everything else is fine on it. So I'm really happy with the way that turned out. And it matches everything perfectly. All ties in now. And yes, one other thing. My ram that I fixed. I was worried about this one. Dry as a bone. Completely sorted, so no more leaks on the ram. That's another thing fixed on it, and that was great because I was worried. I never had done a ram like that one before, and I was worried if I was going to have to tell you guys that it didn't work out, but it did. So it just shows the show. Saved a few quid just doing that myself. Wasn't that big of a job. You see me doing it on the video and that's it. It solved that problem. No doubt seals will start to go. This is the 2002 loader, so seals will go, and that one had been replaced before. I seen that when I had it opened out, but otherwise than that, I have it all wired up. I even used colour-coded cable ties. Would you believe it or not? Yeah, not on purpose. I just had red ones and I said I'd stick them on. I have another cable to run for the camera. This is the camera mount here. So I have the camera to put on yet. And that'll be put on. I'll put a plug on the camera cable that I can just unplug it. The same as unplugging the power for the third access. And then just hook the loader off. So a little plug. I bought these little plugs online. They seem to be very handy and waterproof, which I'll put on that there. That, like, everything just hooks off and hooks on easily and can be took off anytime you want. Another little thing is these holes. Now I have an idea for these. I've seen it on a channel in America where a guy converted these into a toolbox, but it looked a really easy job to do. You put two 4-inch pipes basically in there, and you put an end cap on each side, so the two of them meet in the middle but don't go the whole way through. They kind of hold each other in position, and then you get one of those pipe inserts. You put it in and it's just for closing off you get a 4-inch or 6-inch, you put it in as a thumb screw on it, it widens out a bubble or a rubber ring as it squeezes together and fills these 2 holes. And that was my idea. I'd have it as a thumb screw that I could loosen it, pull it out, and you could keep the tying ropes or a few bits and pieces in there. You could catch the 4-inch pipe, pull it out, and get all your bits and pieces, just basically like a small toolbox. So I have one cap over there, which I might just stick in for now, but we will come back to that. I want to do a little job on that. It just looks so handy if you're out and about and you ever wanted a cable or something to lift something, and it would be handy to have them in there. It's 3 o'clock now, and I'm hoping by this time tomorrow we'll have a complete finished tractor back to work. I'm really looking forward to seeing the words job complete. We'll see you tomorrow. Now, facing into the light. That's the worst thing with these cameras. You face them this direction, dark. This direction is nice and bright. But we have Colm here. Do you remember Colm? The decal shed. He's back. He's the man's on our hedge cutter. And he's already mad at work here while I'm doing the talking, and he's fitting the first sticker onto our first decal. I shouldn't call them stickers. Is that an insult? Or no, decals the right? Whatever you want. We're going with the first bit of decals now. Have the time. That's it. Now you said it. What model did you say it was for?
5460.
55. Is that what you have?
Oh, you're taking the Mickey now, come on.
It's for 50, no, that's a 55.
You serious? Oh, come on.
No, you're alright, we'll let you off with that one. She is a 60. You can't help it, you just can't help throwing that one in. So no crack, Colm?
No, just
all's going well?
All's going well, yep.
You're doing the pin striping now, I see on YouTube?
Yeah, that's what I started off doing, you see.
Alright, yeah.
So that's what
a time consuming job, I presume.
That lorry was probably 8 hours or so.
Jesus, and just to put that haulage, you were rating, what was it?
Haulage contractor.
Haulage contractor.
But I done the whole cab and pin lined it. And
oh yeah.
It's all hand done, like. It's all done by hand.
It's an art on its own.
Yeah.
I used to watch a program, Fast and Loud. Do you ever watch that?
Yep.
And I was watching the lads doing the pinstriping on them, and yeah, you want patience for that job.
That's Gas Monkey Garage, was it?
That's the one, Richard Rawlins. Just in case you're wondering, I didn't tackle this job myself back in the day here. Well, I do like to tackle most jobs myself. When I contacted Colm, they originally organised for him to supply the stickers to me, or decals to me. He said, I'll send them down to you and you can put them on yourself, no bother to you. I had to talk really sweet to him and pull that out of YouTube trick, getting them down here in front of the camera, because there was no way I was accepting that.
It's some bluffer.
I remember putting on tinted windows in the car one time, and I don't know how many rolls I had to buy, and eventually just had to give up on it because I had more of the stuff on myself than I had on the window. So hence the reason Colm is here doing it for me.
You put the brown envelope in the front seat?
I did. No, it's a suitcase. It's a suitcase in the back. Brown envelope is done away with.
I'm happy enough for a brown envelope.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Mighty. What's the reason that the Massey stickers fade so badly? And even my new one has gone all white on the 7.6.
They're not laminated.
Okay. Yeah.
No, they just wear.
2 or 3 years old. They're just all that black lining that's here all disappears.
A fade there,
yeah, all disappears.
Some of the brands out there is pretty good. The originals is pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
But some of them is pretty poor.
Like, it's not that they're cheap, they're expensive to buy. The original stickers are expensive to buy. I remember I priced them before, back for the 6470, and I remember just forgetting about it.
You don't need a chair at this stage, do you?
No, I do not. Maybe a crutch.
And that's not them fitting them either, so yours will be...
Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing people might notice in the video is I'm using a clear tape.
Yeah.
When I'm putting these on.
Yeah.
But whenever I post these out to people, it'll be a paper tape.
Okay.
Now, the clear tape is easier to work with, you can see through it. But the problem is, for posting it, it doesn't wrap up well. Whenever you roll it up, it'll wrinkle off, it'll start to pull away from the vinyl. It's not great for posting. If you're doing it flat pack, and the decal's 3 meters long, you know.
I'm with you.
So yeah, I only can use this if I'm doing it myself. You know what I mean? Alright, I can do it either way. I can use the paper one or that one. Use that one because you can see sort of where you're putting the decal down. But that's not really what the secret is. It's the hinge. It's this hinge method for putting them on. I have stopped this in the middle. Now I'm using magnets, okay? But everybody would use a piece of masking tape. Because I have the magnets, because I use them, I use the magnet to hold that in place for me. Now if that was a plastic panel, obviously I couldn't use a magnet. I would have to use tape, because the magnet's not going to work. or aluminium. So what I do is I make the hinge mechanism. So I put the sticker down, get it in the right place, put the magnet on to hold it in place, or the tape, as I say, and then you fold it back, you cut away the backing paper, you put that bit down first, and then what you do is you just lift these off, and then you have the hinge here which you go this route.
Okay,
take the backing paper out again.
It just looks so easy, doesn't it, Colin? It wouldn't work like that for me. I'm just telling you that now. To be a fly stuck under it or something.
Well, that's preparation.
That's it.
Clean
yeah.
it first.
What did you wipe that down with now before?
I wipe it with panel wipe.
Panel wipe.
Yeah.
You probably recommend everybody does that because you'll never get all the dust off unless you have a tack cloth or something.
Well, see, I can get a wrinkle too, like, don't worry. But
oh, we all get wrinkles. That just comes naturally.
You must be using the wrong moisturiser.
Huh? I don't know at all. Vaseline, not cow udder cream.
I don't know what. I'm not even going to go there with Vaseline. Not even going to.
Better off saying nothing. No, it's not got the chemist anyway.
That's just a wee wax pencil I use there, just wipe it.
Yeah. And you just cut off the access here on it.
Yeah, I leave access on it then.
You push it round the corner then?
Yeah.
And there's a rubber goes on here. We've just taken them off here on the ground, just to make it easier.
Tuck it in there.
Now we're just going to show and putting on the 55 sticker here, the 54-55 sticker on the Dana 6. Took pictures of what way it was before. We're going to sit them on here. We're not going to show the other one being done because both of them is going to be exactly the same. So
right, 54 or 60, isn't it?
That's your 55. Oh, that's 60, is it? Oh yeah, that's right. You're right.
Which one of us is the eldest?
I don't know. I'll ask you that one. I'll ask you that one.
I'm beginning to wonder.
I'll ask you that one off camera.
We're going around there somewhere. We'll get her position.
She looks good. But there's a picture on my phone of what way it was beforehand. I took loads of pictures. So we're just about right there.
We're going to run for this bottom line here. So if you don't know.
Yeah.
Because there's a wee curve in that, and so we'll work with this.
Oh, yeah, that's the straight edge, yeah.
You reckon this is about the same height as the bottom of that?
That's what's showing. That's what's showing. Yeah.
Is it the bottom of the Y or the bottom of the 4? Just let me check that.
No, bottom of the 4.
Aye. Sorry.
The Y goes below it. I think we're right. My two dogs was having a bit of an argument down there. That sometimes happens. And Colin was telling me you had a black lab.
Yep. 13 and a half years.
Yeah.
And sadly we had to put him to sleep there about probably a couple of months ago, so
Yeah.
heartbreaking day that.
I had it was on our channel. I had a collie, 15 years old, a rough collie, just like Bailey. 15 years. I had to put her down. She had just the back legs. She was getting paralysed in the back legs, and I just couldn't watch. I couldn't look at it any longer doing that. So
that's
a hard decision to make, and it's one you don't forget. No.
Oh.
Now, Colin's just starting to put on the stickers or decals on the loader here. He just said something to me. He was telling a wee story about another job he was doing, and it was all to do with the curing of the paint before you put on your decals. So, Colin, what's important?
If the paint's not hardened properly and you put the decal onto the top of it, there's still, like, well, what I would call gassing off. The paint's still, there's still a certain amount of chemical coming off the paint when it's still curing.
Yeah.
So it's going to push against your sticker.
And what'll happen?
The sticker start to lift.
Lift off.
And then you get a phone call and say that your sticker's a disaster.
Yeah, you have to take it off.
And you know rightly that. And yeah, I done one particular job and advised the man against it. And then he rings me 2 days later and says this is coming off. Because obviously he never listened, he just put it
on straight away.
You know, everybody has their own way of deciding, but
yeah,
that's only in my opinion.
He was just asking me here,
Is that the centre line here?
Is that a centre line? No, that's an angle grinder mark from me.
Right.
Taking the bracket off the camera and put it up there. So
It's pretty accurate. I'll use it as the centre line.
you can, yeah, that's what I put it there for. You might as well use it.
Yeah, you
know yourself.
Yeah.
Grinder and paint makes me the welder I ain't. A lovely bee. Look at that. Isn't it?
You come to visit me too. You need decals for your hive, do you?
I see if that was a John Deere sticker. Not at all. You'd fall off it.
Yeah.
Fall off me, land on it. Fall straight off it. It's unreal. The bit of colour, again the red, the difference it makes, like. Yeah, great.
So just to the 894s.
That's all, the 897.
You're at it again now.
So Colin has just gone there about an hour ago. I'm just after having dinner and I'm after coming up. Here it's a lovely sunny day now. It's very dull earlier on when Colin's here, so I hope you're fit to see well enough with the camera, because these are GoPros, they're not great in low light. I have the loader lifted just so you can see that whole decals there on the bonnet, but I'll let the loader down in a second now and we'll have a look at all of the stickers that was put on. Colin has knocked the ball out of the park. I'll drop it down now and just show you what the rest of the decals look like. This is the decal that Colin designed himself. I was going to put the original old sticker on him. Glad now he talked me out of it, because it does look, once the loader looks new, you might as well have a modern sticker on it. So that there matches pretty much exactly like the one that's underneath. Just a little bit smaller to suit the loader, but it just looks so well, matches in. The 894 that was on the loader before is back on. Just again, beforehand it was just Massey Ferguson and 894 here. Now he put it down here where the newer ones would be. So a warning sticker here, that one was completely gone on mine. So I don't know where he got that. He must have been able to copy it of something else or another loader. He made that one up. Soft drive. Back on this place. Have your read the manual sticker as well. We all like to read our manuals, don't we? Well, you should. We have, I'm not going to go up there, but you can see we have a one on the bonnet then for the warning high temperature in case you open the top fill pint for the water when the tractor is hot. And there's another couple of them here as well. Just the warning stickers, exactly the same as what was on it before. I sent him a heap of pictures of the originals and he just copied them all up, rewrote them, redrew them up and made them himself. Even better than that, down here it's very hard to see it, but down there we have our original serial number, year, all the information, just basically the tag for the loader, all redone up again, and all the original details, the barcode, everything put back exactly the way it was. It's incredible detail, and I well imagine it takes a long time to do, but yeah, really good job. Really happy with how that turned out. But that's it, that's the job complete. Now, this video is not sponsored by Colin, but I will tell you, we had a little thing between us where I said, Colin, I told him before I ordered, now I contacted him about these decals. He did do the decals on the hedge cutter before, and I contacted him straight away when I was doing this job and told him what I wanted, sent him loads of pictures, and just as a normal paying customer just like you, and told him to make up what I needed, and he did do that above and beyond. And when he came here today, I says, well, the end of the story, what do you have to get for doing this job? And he looked at me and just done that there and laughed. Well, I said to him, well, accepting that, hey, I'm going to send him something. If you don't tell me what you have to get, I'm going to send it to you. And that's as straight as I can tell you. So he didn't tell me. He says, you want to guess, you can, but you don't need to send me anything. I'm happy with the bit of publishing you get from YouTube, but I am going to write a check and I'm going to send it to him. He knows it's coming, and it is coming because he drove a long distance down here. He done a heck of a lot of work. YouTube or no YouTube, so that's the way it sits. It's not sponsored. Me and him just have to argue out how much it's going to cost. But that's the 54 now, looking as good as she'll ever look, because she'll never look as good as that again. Anyway, folks, I'm going to leave it there for now. Tomorrow, I'm actually going to pick something new up. You can comment down below what you might think it will be. I don't think too many will get it. We'll be more talking about that during the week. It's probably the next video will be coming up. So until then, I'm going to go off and milk my cows. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll talk to you in the next one.